Some are true, some are half true, some are just myths. He's well known and respected in Vienna, Austria, and Lviv, Ukraine, where citizens have erected memorials in his honor and where I was introduced to him.
Awesome.
Woo!
Awesome.
He was said to have been of German, Polish, Ruthenian, who knows what he said. He was either from a noble family, or he was a Cossack, which is a mounted soldier, or he was a mercenary, who knows what. But for certain, he was a merchant. History agrees that he was a merchant, a trader of goods. He was adept at languages, and it was said that he could speak fluently in German, Polish, Hungarian, Serbian, and Turkish, which made him ultra valuable in the trade of goods. So now that you know something about Yuri, let me tell you something about history. The only time in history up until the 1600s that two different forces, military forces, came together was to save the city of Vienna from the invasion of the Turks. Now, one of those armies was the Roman Catholic army. And for those of you who were really good in history and you kind of remember, in 1453, the Roman army actually lost Constantinople to the Turks. Constantinople, which is today, what?
Istanbul.
Where? Istanbul, yes, it's Istanbul. So we think that maybe because of this defeat in 1453, that the Romans maybe learned a lesson that two armies are better than one, especially when you're going after the Turks. So the story that I was told about Yuri may not be the actual, factual, historical, correct, but it's the story I like. So I'm going to tell you the historical story first, and then I'm going to tell you my story of Yuri. So it would be helpful if you knew something about the invasion of the Turks, the Ottoman army, through the Balkans, but that's a different speech, so just pretend you know. So here we go. The history says the Ottomans signaled their arrival above Vienna by bonfires, trying to instill fear in the people in Vienna. And the forces in the city of Vienna responded by sending, ready for this? A Polish, Ukrainian, former Zaporossaharian Cossack trader who was fluent in Turkish. Anybody got an idea who this is?
Your guy.
Turkey. On a successful spy mission to penetrate the Turkish forces and to notify the relief troops of when to join the fray to save the city of Vienna. So, my version is this. My version is that Yuri went to King Jan II of Austria, who was involved in this skirmish, and he said to King Jan, look, King, I was captured by the Turks. I'm really good at languages, and I would like to be a spy for you. And I'm going to dress myself in Turkish garb. I'm going to infiltrate the army. I'm going to find out what the plan is, and I'm going to back and tell you how to defeat the Turks and save the city of Vienna. King Jan went, yeah, you go, man. And so he did. And he did. And he went and infiltrated the army. He found the plans. He came back. He actually told King Jan what the plan was and when the troops should come. And so, what happens? Well, the Roman army and the Austrian army defeated the Ottomans, the Turks, in their attempt to capture the city of Vienna. So the story goes on that when they got the spoils of war, within this pile of stuff they got for defeating the Turks was 300 bags of coffee beans. Up until this point, in 1600s, tea was the beverage that was served in Europe. Coffee was unknown. So King Jan is like, I have no idea what to do with 300 bags of coffee beans. give them to Yuri. Yuri, thank you so much for being a spy. I have 300 bags of coffee beans for you. Solve the problem with King Jan. And Yuri's like, score! Because Yuri knew what to do with coffee beans. And better than that, he knew how to make money off of coffee beans. So Yuri decided that he would open the very first coffee house in Vienna. And he would dress in Turkish garb. And he would add milk to the coffee, which was unknown in Islamic countries. And so that's Yuri's story. But history says that another version of this story is that the captured coffee bean stock was mixed with sugar and steamed milk to produce a drink called
Cappuccino.
Either in honor of Capuchin Franciscan Marco di Ivano, who had inspired the Holy Roman Empire and the Christian army to unify in defense of Vienna. So we really don't know, we weren't there, we don't know which story is true. But I like my story because it's more romantic, it's more adventurous, and it really